She's back. Here comes Sarah Palin. Now, she was in Game Change, and that's the HBO movie where they did a real-life story about the McCain-Palin campaign, and what an unbelievable disaster that it was. She didn't know things like, what is the Federal Reserve? She thought Saddam Hussein attacked us on 9/11. Didn't know why North and South Korea were different countries. I mean, it was painful. By the end, I felt kind of sad for her. Like, oh no, Sarah, don't do it. Go back to Wasilla and just hang out. Don't come back out. But no, she's out there attacking President Obama, and she did it on Sean Hannity's program just a little while ago. And so President Obama decides, hey, let's have at it, Hoss. And they do an ad featuring her. Let's watch.
Barack Obama has never been, I think, seen in the conventional, traditional way of we who would describe a man of valor. And his profession as a community organizer, what went into his thinking was this philosophy of radicalism. He is bringing us back, Sean, to days that you can harken back to days before the Civil War. What Barack Obama seems to want to do is go back to before those days when we were in different classes based on income, based on color of skin. Why are we allowing our country to move backwards?
All right, now they're using Sarah Palin to make a political point here. And, you know, if you saw the movie Game Change, actually, as you see those accounts of what happened behind the scenes, and many of the top campaign staffers that worked in that campaign said that it is absolutely true, all the details in that movie. She's the one that wanted to drive the racial issues in the campaign. McCain resisted, and she would do it even when McCain didn't want her to do it. And then the crowd started, you know, calling him a Muslim, an Arab, etc. So I think it's perfectly fair to bring her back and say, hey, look, she's doing it again. Now, of course, Sarah Palin says it's totally unfair. She went on Facebook on Monday night, said Obama twisted my words, and that it was, quote, heavily edited. Well, we can put that to the test because we have her actual statements that she made on Sean Hannity's program. Now, you just saw the ad. Let's see if it's heavily edited and was twisting Sarah Palin's words. Here's how she started that night.
Granted, Barack Obama has never been, I think, seen in the conventional, traditional way of we who would describe a man of valor, so it shouldn't surprise us that Barack Obama would accept that dirty money and try to get reelected with it. But I think it does not bode well for our president's character to not speak out against that dirty money.
Okay, so how did they twist her words? That's exactly what she said. He's not seen in the traditional way that we view men of valor. Why not? What's so untraditional about him? Here we go again with the winking and the nodding. I mean, you tell me, what did you mean by that? And how is it twisting your words? They took your words right out of your mouth. Like, what, you wanted the whole Sean Hannity appearance on there? Okay, we'll give you the whole thing, but you know what? It doesn't do you any good. In fact, it makes you look worse and worse. Now listen to what she said on Hannity. Again, full context.
People must be aware of his radical past, his radical associations even today. Look at who he's chosen to be his czars. He has chosen the most radical of the radicals in certain areas of expertise, Sean. That is who is running this country today. And it is no wonder that people are starting to feel less and less certain about the future of America, the future of our economy, the future of any opportunity that we have to be energy independent, the future of the sovereignty of the United States of America based on who it is that Barack Obama surrounds himself with today. He has chosen these people because what went into his thinking through those college years, through years probably before his college years and his profession as a community organizer, what went into his thinking was this philosophy of radicalism based on the people whom he chose to be around.
When you see the full context, it's much worse How many times does she say radical there? The radical of the radicals. Now, why is she doing that? Because Obama, you know, she said during the campaign back in 2008, he pals around with terrorists, radical, radical, radical. He's not a traditional man of valor. He's a bad guy. It's okay to attack him. He's not one of us. He's one of them. He's an outsider. He's a radical. Well, what? Am me stirring up passions? No, I wouldn't stir up passions. They should have done the ad with her whole full insanity on there. Look, as I watch her, I see a sad, insecure, petty, vicious little woman. Because, you know, after you see the movie about it, and look, there's been books about it. They interviewed 12 people that were part of the campaign that participated in the movie. It isn't a fictional movie. It's reality, okay? Now, and I've talked about how some of the things might be exaggerated. For example, her not knowing that the Queen of England is not the head of state in England, thinking she makes the decisions. I thought maybe the movie went too far there. We talked about it on the Current show last night. But the great majority of it is absolutely true, okay? And confirmed by others. So when you see her struggling there, and she doesn't know anything, and she doesn't know any of the policy, and during the campaign, and so at first she gets sullen, and she doesn't know how to react, and then she comes out swinging, because that's what insecure people do. When challenged, since they don't know anything, they strike out. And they say, okay, well, I don't know. He's a radical. He's another. Hate him. Hate him. Come on, look at Obama. He's not like us. You see him? His name is different. His look is different. Radical of the radicals. Don't look at me. Look at him. That's how petty, insecure, vicious people act. Now, wait a minute. You're saying, I didn't see the Civil War part. That seemed to be the worst part in that. Don't worry. It's coming. Here.
He is bringing us back, Sean, to days that you can harken back to days before the Civil War, when unfortunately too many Americans mistakenly believed that not all men were created equal.
Now, why would President Obama want to bring us to pre-Civil War America, where we had slavery? How stupid are you? I mean, it's hard to be dumber than this. Because if you're going to find a way to criticize President Obama, well, look, you know, you got to give it to her. She topped everyone else on Fox News. She topped Rush Limbaugh. She topped everybody. Because this is literally the dumbest criticism I have ever seen of President Obama, that he wanted to go back to slavery days. He's black. Why would he want to go back to slavery? My mind cannot contain the stupidity of that thought. I'm done. I mean, this is it. What can you say after this?